I feel like a lot of the times when we're trying to heal and when we're trying to make sense of what it is that we're going through and experiencing and even healing from, we bring in our mind a lot. We look for a cerebral understanding and meanings. And there's definitely an incredible power in self reflection and looking back to understand where we got some of the patterns and the codings that we operate with in our life. But in the goal of healing and truly breaking those patterns and moving forward, one of the biggest keys for me, and I've seen this in many, many people that I've worked with, lies in emotion. And many of us, when I watch people a lot of the time try and deal with this, they go to the things and the understanding and the meanings and they try to push the emotion away. But the emotion is really the experience of who we are. It's the ocean that we swim in. And when we unplug from emotion, we kind of freeze it. And a lot of us, one of the adaptations that we had when we were younger is to disassociate from certain emotions. And so you can imagine simply anger, for an example. Let's say you were 6 and there was chaos in your house and you felt anger and frustration, but your little 6-year-old nervous system didn't know how to deal with that emotion. Well, you unplugged from anger. And so you go and you grow up and you become this mature, conscious adult. But something happens when you get angry. You have these tantrums, you lash out almost like a toddler. Well, because that anger is still like a 6-year-old, there's so much unprocessed. And so you can understand that and you can talk about that and you can analyze why it's like that. But the only thing that updates anger is feeling it. And our bodies are incredibly intelligent. It's almost like we have this technology within us for processing emotion, but we have to let ourselves process it. And where this came up to me when I was speaking with someone was actually with someone who also was a healer and had some kind of similar hypnotherapy and therapeutic background. And we were talking about this. And in a lot of the training that we both had, there was this kind of repressive approach to emotion. And really, for the sake of self-protection, and I totally get that. It was like when you're in the role of working with someone, you want to be sort of this wall. We don't want to have emotional transference. We don't want to sort of be taking home what the people we work with bring. And I used to really adopt that. And I used to be exhausted from what I would be left with. Almost like think of like a concrete wall and it's been splattered with like spaghetti or something sticky. It's like the wall is there, but stuff still sticks. And as I've really deepened my relationship with and experience with my own emotions, my ability to process what is and let it flow through me is extraordinary. I move through things so quickly. I can be so angry, so upset, so dealing with something difficult, and then I'm fine so quickly. Not because I'm trying to be fine or I push myself to get over it or I try to think myself into a better state, but because I just allow processing. And processing of emotion is our default state. And so as I've learned to process this emotion for myself, I've also kind of lost the need to shield myself from what someone I'm working with is experiencing because I just let it flow through me. And that's actually one of the gifts in how I work now is I meditate and really open my channel and I just let myself feel whatever the person in front of me is feeling. And I very often will cry when the person I'm working with is experiencing a release because we're so attuned. But the way I experience it now, I think of like a slippery riverbed. It's like nothing sticks, just flows over it. And that's what it's like. So they can experience pain or trauma or bring it up, but it's just immediately processed and flows through me and out of me. And so where I think this is relevant to everyone is that I think we a lot of the times feel that if we let ourselves feel our feelings, that it will overwhelm us, that we'll get lost in it, and that it will maybe lose time. But I think the truth is the more we let ourselves feel and the more we let ourselves process, the more we update our relationship with every emotion, the more we deepen our relationship with ourselves, and the better we get at processing. And what we really want when we say, I want to feel better, what we're actually saying is, I want to be able to process the difficult emotions quickly. Because I think our default state is to be pretty okay. We hold ourselves back from it. There's so much that we've learned that we need to unlearn. So next time you feel overwhelmed, like you want to unplug and run away for emotion, maybe you can take the time and actually feel it. And a huge part of this for me has been in deepening the relationship with what I'm experiencing in my body. I think it's part of the reason that so many of these incredible somatic practices that are coming out are so successful because, as many would say, trauma, and I don't even want to say trauma, it's like emotion really is stored and experienced through the lens of the body. So, can you notice where an emotion is? Can you just be with the sensation of it no matter how comfortable it is? And what I think you'll find is as you do that, it will shift and clear. Because as I've said, our body has an incredible ability, an innate intelligence of processing emotion. So let yourself process what is. And you might even find that you start to develop a deeper, more intimate relationship with the truth of who you are. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Michael Edwards, and I help extraordinary people access even greater levels of unrealized potential. Sending you lots of love, and bye for now.